Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Deleted Scenes from Sunday's Sermon. Today's topic, how to seek God's kingdom first. Listen to what the Bible says in Matthew 6:33. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Growing up in church, I was taught that if I wanted to have joy in my life, I needed to spell joy the right way with my life. J stood for Jesus, O stood for others, and Y stood for yourself. This taught me how to have the right priorities in my life. As a matter of fact, all three show up in what Jesus called the greatest commandment. In Matthew 22, verses 37 to 39, Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself." Did you see all three? God, others, and yourself. And creating priorities like this taught me that there are things that are more important in my life and there are things that are less important in my life. And as a result, that taught me how to sit down and with a pen and paper to write down that God is number one, that my family is number two, that my church is number three, and my work is number four. And this model really carried me for the first part of my life. But when I went to seminary, I had a professor who taught me a different way to seek God's kingdom first. This professor taught me that instead of putting God at the top of the list, that I should put God at the center of the circle. Dr. Childers taught me that I should see all of the priorities in my life as spokes on a wheel. And instead of thinking that I go from number one, being God, to now focusing on number two, which is my family, and so on and so forth, that what I should instead do is to see how I can keep God first in all of my responsibilities and in all of my relationships. This forced me to ask the questions like, how do I keep God first in my relationship with my wife? How do I keep God first in my relationship with my children? How do I keep God first in my work? How do I keep God first in my church? How do I keep God first with my diet, my plans, and my budget? What my professor was trying to teach me is, how do I keep Jesus at the center of everything that I do and all that I am? If we think about that, that's powerful, because what that means is that as I'm loving my neighbor, I'm really demonstrating my love for the Lord. And that the best way I can demonstrate my love for the Lord is by caring for my neighbor and caring for myself. But the best thing, and the thing that brings me the most joy in life, is knowing that I am able to love the Lord, to love others, and even to love myself, because He first loved me. Thank you for listening, and may God richly bless you.